chat, what's going on? Getting right into it. On the 23rd, I watched Red Eye, starring Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. Cillian Murphy's first appearance on my list. That's crazy, because I want to watch 28 Days Later and also Sunshine. No, I don't want to watch Oppenheimer. Beside the point, he is hired by people to take hits out on people. She works at a hotel that this like big government guy is gonna stay at, and he's like, you're gonna change his room number to this because we're gonna shoot a missile at him. Everything ends up hunky-dory. Most of the movie is on a plane. That's why it's called Red Eye. He threatens her dad's life. Very suspenseful, but I was not like, but that's because I knew she stabbed him in the throat, so I knew he had to be somewhat fishy. The album I listened to that day was Are We There Yet by James Marriott. It was surprisingly good. Judging by how he looks, I assume James Marriott is Gen Z. And we've seen how I feel about Gen Z making music, which sucks, but I was pleasantly surprised. I liked the album as a whole. I liked his instrumentals, the instrumentals he used and did. His lyrics are also really good. I couldn't tell you the songs that I really liked, but I put them, they're in my rotation, guys. They're in my rotation now. On the 24th, I, dare I say, cheated, but fuck you. I watched You Season 5. Never seen it before. It's even longer than a movie. Fuck you. You is probably my favorite TV show. And so you can imagine how long I was waiting for that. And God, the whole time I was like, what the fuck is the twist gonna be? And then episode 5, there it was. My favorite season of You is still season 3. I also have a theory that the best season of a show is always season 3. If the show only has a single digit amount of seasons, then the best season is either 2, 3, or 4. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, if the show has double digit seasons, then the best season is season 8 or 9. I don't make the rules. I don't make them. I am not going to give you a rundown of You. Just know that I liked the ending and I love that show. And contrary to popular belief, I don't think that show was created just to praise this random fucking attractive white guy with a lot of charm. I think it was actually made to showcase a lot of incredible female actors. Because every single woman in that show comes in, gets their paycheck, and leaves. And makes him look like a fucking noodle. And I love Penn Badgley. Love him. Okay? And I think he'd agree. To be completely honest. The album I listened to today was The Great Gatsby soundtrack. Jeremy Jordan is great. Eva Noblezada is great. I've never read The Great Gatsby. I don't care to. I watched the Leonardo DiCaprio movie years ago and it was fucking boring. I think a favorite song for her. On the 25th, I watched One of Them Days. I heard a lot of people say it was probably the funniest movie they've seen in a long time. And listen, I think Keke Palmer is probably the funniest woman. Period. It has nothing to do with her. I have nothing against SZA. Hated her character. She was annoying as hell. I liked that it showcased a different kind of class standing. Because I can't think of an example right now, but there are so many movies that are like, oh, we're poor, we're about to lose the house, and you live in a fucking like 2-story in a suburban neighborhood. Where's your fucking money at? But like Keke Palmer, she's working at a diner. She She's literally in debt. Her credit score is shit. She decides to donate blood to get fucking money so she can give this guy her rent, or she's getting evicted from her apartment. Like that? Realistic. I cannot tell you how many times I would watch a Disney Channel show or a Nickelodeon show, or quite frankly any show, where they're like, we're barely scraping by, even though I'm a cop and my husband's a lawyer, and we live in a 2-story house in a really expensive neighborhood, and we're about to lose it. No, you're fucking not, okay? You're not about to lose your fucking house. And maybe you are, but you'll still have your job and your car. This bitch, nothing. I liked that. And I didn't hate the movie. It was just supremely okay. The album, oh my God, the album I listened to today was the Notebook soundtrack, because Joy Woods is Pookie. I don't know how that wasn't nominated for a Tony for Best Score. I do understand why it lost to The Outsiders, but not nominated at all. Ingrid Michaelson, I would like to formally apologize. The harmonies, the lyrics, stupid. On the 26th, I watched Picture This, starring Simone Ashley. She's a photographer, and her family is trying to she's Indian. And her family's trying to get her married, even though she doesn't want to be married. And her ex-boyfriend is that absolutely punchable motherfucker from After, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but my God, your face. And they tried to give him this fucking facial hair, and it was not working. It's probably a comforting movie for someone. In fact, I would say it was comforting when I was watching it, but I was just kind of bored. And I love a love story, I really do. I'm not anti-love story, but it's like been there, done that. Okay, y'all. Today's album was Plastic Beach by the Gorillaz. I was always off-put by Gorillaz because of that zombie-looking motherfucker. I shit you not. Probably the best album I've listened to this whole year. It's just like, it's the perfect balance of combining genres. It's the perfect balance of singing and rapping and instrumentals. And the concept. Y'all know I love a concept. So good. On the 27th, I watched The fucking Shack, and I have wanted to watch this fucking movie for so long because I was like, ooh, it's an abduction story. Ooh, he has to go into the shack where his daughter was killed. Ooh, I hope he finds the murderer. No, motherfucker. 3 of his kids, well, he only has 3 kids. They're like on a boat tips over. 2 of them get out of the river. 1 of them goes missing. They never find him. Then they're told that there's been a guy in those woods who's been taking children. They don't know who the guy is. They don't know where he goes, but they know he exists because children keep going missing. Like a year later, also this guy killed his dad for abusing his mom, okay? When he was like 10. He like falls, he gets knocked on his head. It's really embarrassing for him. And he passes out. And the rest of the fucking movie, he is met by God, truth, and love. I'm like, and then he's sent to like be judged. They're like, if you think your opinion is of good and bad or like obsolete, like what if like a boy was abused and he saw his mom get abused, so he took matters into his own hands and killed his father. And he's like, oh, you're obviously talking about me, shut up. And they're like, no, we're talking about your dad because that's what happened to him too. It baffles me. The whole thing baffled me. The only way you're going to be able to move on from your child's death is if you forgive her killer. And he's like, don't make me do that. And they're like, you have to. Also, they say, which I didn't even understand this. Maybe that's because I don't understand religion, but they were like, so if your things of good and evil are so objective, choose one of your remaining children to go to heaven and one of your remaining children to go to hell. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And they're like, oh, so you do believe in God. I hated it. I hated it so much. I wanted to watch that movie so bad. And I couldn't tell you how it ended because I skipped it. Because shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Like, I get it. Empathy, grace, whatever. But that does not extend, okay, to certain people. Listen. Yeah, my dad might have had the same childhood as me. He might have seen his dad, like, beat my mom and beat myself to the point where my mother kills herself and I kill him. But then I just do the same exact shit he did to my wife and my child. No. This guy, the guy we're following, he actually did change his ways. He didn't abuse his children. He didn't abuse his wife. Like, no, you don't have to forgive everybody. If you don't want to, you don't fucking have to. And if that gives you eternal damnation, then fucking okay. That is so ridiculous. I hate that shit. I don't believe in eternal damnation. So the album I listened to that day was Anastasia. I've actually never seen that movie. I'm not gonna fucking watch it. Journey to the Past was stuck in my head. So I listened to it. On the 28th, I watched Dumplin', and I really thought I was gonna fucking hate it. I don't know why. She's just a girl. If you don't know, it's about this girl in high school. Her mom is like a beauty pageant mogul. Main character, Dumplin', Willa Dean, she's fat. She's overweight. And she's fine with it for the most part, as fine as you can be being brought up in a society that makes you feel like shit for being fat. She was raised by her aunt primarily, who was also fat. She's like, I'm starting a revolution, and she signs up for the beauty pageant that no fat girls have ever joined. And her mom is like, you need my signature to sign up. What's your talent gonna be? She's like, it's gonna be a surprise. And so her mom signs the paper and lets her compete and whatnot, even though she's going to purposely fuck it up. Her goal is not to win. Her goal is to make a point. There are drag queens in this movie. It's very Dolly Parton centric. But it's a sweet movie, especially if you grew up fat. She cannot fathom the guy she has a crush on having a crush on her back. Like, right, I see you. I see you. She gets in trouble for something. Someone in the hallway is like, we're gonna have to widen the hallways so the whale can get through. And she's like, hey, you shouldn't say that. I don't remember if she, like, hits him or something. She does something to him because she gets suspended on the first day of school. Later, the guy she has a crush on kisses her. He starts touching her respectfully. She gets scared and she leaves. He starts telling her best friend about it. And she goes, he just like touched this part of my back and I felt gross and yucky and icky. And I was like, girl, that is so real. That is so real, girl. I feel you. But then later, he's like, why are you avoiding me? And she goes, because you're not supposed to, this is not how life works. You're not supposed to be with someone like me. And he's like, the fuck do you mean someone like you? And she goes, gestures to her whole body. And he's like, did it ever occur to you that I actually just like who you are? And oh my God, he even says, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. Meant a lot to see. I'm actually getting emotional. And then she like accepts herself and shit. Yeah. Give us actual fat girls being happy while they're fat. Also, being called fat is not an insult, in case you needed a reminder, depending on how you say it, first of all. And second of all, just because you're fat does not mean you're ugly. Some fatties, they start complaining that they're fat. People are like, no, be quiet, you're so beautiful. I never said I was ugly. You assumed that. Just a reminder, since we're on the topic. The album I listened to today was Pop Food by Jack Stauber. I liked almost every song on the album. It's just like good to... And the last 2 songs on the album, holy mother. I can't even explain to you how much I enjoyed that. Listen to that album. If you like need to study, listen to that. On the 29th, I watched Gifted, starring McKenna Grace and Chris Pine. Really smart girl. Mom kills herself, gets left with mom's brother. His name is Frank. Chris Pine is Frank. Frank sends her to school, and her mom finds out, not her mom, her mom's mom, Frank's mom, finds out that he's wasting her potential. And the mom finds out she doesn't know shit about what her daughter wanted for her daughter. They end up like doing a custody battle, and the grandma doesn't end up winning, but neither does Chris Pine. Evans! Chris Evans! Why the fuck am I saying Chris Pine? Chris Evans. His lawyer is like, she gets put in the foster system. That's the best deal you're gonna get. So they put her in the foster system, and then turns out the foster parents they set her up with have the grandmother staying in the guest house. And they took his cat that has one eye, and he finds out that the cat's about to be euthanized, and he like runs in the back and stops it like as it's about to happen. And I was like, man, fuck y'all. Anyway, the kid likes being with Chris Evans. I almost said Chris Pine again. It's fine. It's definitely a movie. And the album I listened to was New York, London, Paris, Munich by M. Which, if you don't know that album, it's the album with pop music on it. Radio, boogie with a suitcase. Which, I knew that song before it became viral on TikTok because I watched a fucking movie with Matthew Gray Gubler in it where he sings that. I forgot what it's called. 68 Kill. 68 Kill has that song in it. That album is really fun. I listened to the extended edition and not the whole thing because half of it is literally just remixes of pop music. I had a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. It uses like orchestras. I had a pleasant time listening to that. Overall review. Okay. And you want to know what I found out? Funny Games, if you remember Paul and Tubby, there's an American version. It's the exact same thing. The script is the same. The framework is the same. There's no update of technology, except it has American actors and it is in English. Because the director was like, this did not reach its target audience, which were Americans. That's it for this week. My albums, I don't think we had a single miss with the albums. I know that's right. The movies could have been better. None of them were great. That's not true. You season 5 was incredible. Season 5 was incredible, and Dumpling made me emotional. Cool. Okay, goodbye.